with an open mind, as well as a future, where I think, in spite of the short-term challenges, I can agree with you. It is bright, and the burden of responsibility is on us to help fulfill the aspirations of our people. I thank you, I welcome you, I look forward to seeing you later this afternoon.
Okay, it looks like we have about time for 2 questions. You want to take a stand? Yeah, up here on this. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. 2 questions from the media. First question, APP, do you have a question for us?
Thank you very much. My name is Fayaz from Associated Press of Pakistan. My first question is about the energy assistance from the USAID or the US. I have seen here that in the last 1974 you helped us in Trabela Dam. And since then, last 35 years, there was no help to Pakistan, and we are suffering from energy crisis and utilizing our whole foreign exchange just to get the oil and all these things. Don't you think that this is the wrong policy by the Americans which have plunged Pakistan into darkness? Thank you.
Well, let me address that, because I think it speaks to the point of this exhibition and to our comments today. There have been a lot of ups and downs in the history of this relationship over decades and over the past few months and year. But the one thing that has been persistent under President Obama and Secretary Clinton's leadership of the U.S. has been a recommitment to how we work in our development cooperation partnership with Pakistan. And through all of what you are referring to over the last year, in fact, we haven't wavered or slowed down in the commitment that we've expressed. And that commitment has, as Minister Sheikh described, been based on mutual accountability, that we've had to change the way we do business, channeling more resources through government systems, measuring results, being transparent about resources. And as Minister Sheikh mentioned, Pakistan has made tough and needs to continue to make tough decisions to collect more local revenue, to invest in systems that are sustainable, to create a business environment that will allow for private investment. That part of this relationship has been continued with a great deal of continuity and strength. And it's just not true that in that time frame we have somehow diminished our commitment to Pakistan's energy needs. We've in fact increased it quite significantly with real quantified results to show for that.
I think you answered it.
Thank you, sir. My first question is to Rajiv. These projects are aimed at to win the heart and minds of people of Pakistan. But there is a general perception in Pakistan that the statements, those are coming from US, those the negative statements we heard from US, this is a general perception in Pakistan that those are sort of a counterproductive for these kind of activities. What do you say on this? And if I'll be allowed to ask a very brief question from Ambassador Munter as well, that the US expert team is in Pakistan to help out the Siachen, those trapped in the Siachen. They have started their work or what is the status?
Let me address the first point. First, I think Secretary Clinton has been most articulate in describing why we do this work. Part of it is to demonstrate our values and to be real to the belief that President Obama and Secretary Clinton have articulated, that we are, as Americans and as America, safer and more prosperous in a world where our partner countries and our important partners, amongst which Pakistan is amongst the most important, are safe and secure, are growing in wealth, have vibrant economies defined by trade and investment, and have both access to markets, and Americans have access to markets here. So the reason we do this work is to seek to express what our values are. but also to fundamentally create an environment in which we believe when Pakistan is prosperous and successful, America is more likely to be prosperous and successful. I use the South Korea example because they were our largest recipient of assistance. Last year we signed a foreign free trade agreement with South Korea. That free trade agreement will create millions of jobs in the United States. And it's just, it's a manifestation of our belief that by helping countries prosper, build vibrant economies, and link to and trade with ours, we are better off as Americans, and we believe our partners, whether they're in South Korea or Pakistan, will be better off as well.
Excuse me, if I could comment on the other question about the tragedy that took place on the Siachen Glacier. I think that this is a great setting on which to comment on your question, because if you look here, what the facts speak for themselves. America's relationship to Pakistan is that we are here to help. We've been here to help. We don't have to say it. We hope we don't have to say it. We want you to see it. We want you to see that we're here at times when Pakistan needs help. Just as we were always willing to volunteer to help at the time of the floods, the earthquake, we volunteered to help when we heard of the terrible tragedy in Siachen. We have sent a team here working very closely with the Pakistani military, and under the direction of the Pakistani military, that team is engaging in the effort to try to see what can be done about the victims of this terrible, difficult problem. But the answer is we are always, not only when it's in Siachen, but in the past and in the future, we'll be ready to help, but we'll always be ready to help at the invitation of and under the direction of our Pakistani friends and partners. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. I'm sorry the time is up. The time is short. I'm sorry the time is up. Really, we really do need to keep you on schedule.
All right. Let me just conclude by thanking our museum hosts here. I think you've done a wonderful job, and we are all proud of this museum. I would encourage anybody who's here to take the time to visit it. Thank you.
Thank you. If I can ask for everybody to keep in their seats while they get on their way, just so we can make sure we keep them on time.